could do.
About 6, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say. Okay, somebody else? She wants more. Every word she said counts. That's a hint.
So you need some help around the house.
There's more than that even. I want now only men though, because women are more in tune with this.
You feel like your family are taking you for granted?
Out of 10?
Or about 8.
Yeah. You said you have 3 children.
Effectively Sunday.
That's right. So who are we most disappointed in here?
It is the collective. Often we use it.
You're fed up because you're supposed to have another adult in the system as well, and you haven't got one. And so, if I started to dialogue this with you, you're going to tell me very shortly. I understand the kids, but him I just don't understand. And so we would go places with this quite easily, but you've got to hear every word that's spoken, because every word counts. People don't say words they don't have a meaning for. So same with the kids. Now if you were to repeat it again to me later, I'd need to hear it again because it's still not clarified enough for you, so you'd want more clarification. So you'd say, it's like if he said you're feeling overworked and underappreciated, you'd say, well, it's not the boys, I can understand the boys. They're boys, but him, what's his excuse? And then we get further. So the process is one where you move people forward. All right, is that clear? Okay, so what I'm going to do is this with you and hope you can do it. We'll try. The process is like this because we want people to stay in their adult. That's what we're aiming for. We want them to make sense, rational people. They can't lie repeatedly if they're in their adult. That's really important. And they might try it once or twice. And if you repeated it back to someone, imagine if a guy said, the woman says, I've got a problem. I'm trying to feed our kids and you're never there. And he says, you've got no idea, I've been at work and I'm flat out and there's no way I can get home at 5 o'clock. That's not how you hold down a job. Okay, the fact is, he's been playing computer games since 4. Yeah, I bet you do. Yeah, I think there are a few of them. And she says, so you're saying there's really no opportunity for you to get here by 6 because of the workload. And he might say, absolutely none. And she'll say, so there's no way that you could get yourself back here by 6? No way? And he's going to find it much more difficult the second time to lie. Because as he's drawn into his adult, he's compromised. And that's what we're going to do with kids. We're going to draw them into their adult and we're going to watch them squirm. Now, you're not meant to enjoy this bit. But it is enjoyable. When you're skilled at this, it is just a pleasure, because not because you're helping them, because you're having fun. But you're not meant to. You should, if you gain enjoyment out of this, it should be because you know you're being of value to children. That's where you should get your enjoyment. I'm still on a lower level because I admit it. So here we go. So how do you welcome a kid in for a start to a conversation? You don't say, come in and sit down, I want to speak with you. Why would you not say that? Again? Yeah, because you're being their mother or father. Come in, sit down, I want to speak with you. Sounds like someone who's got legitimate power. Whereas, I'm really pleased you made it. I need you to help me understand what happened in class. Means you are interested in problem solving with what it sounds to be an equal. The only thing is it's not going to be equal at all because you are so much better prepared than they are. So you welcome them in and you empower them. You need their help. Okay, so that's the first thing you do. Then, having done that, you tell them you've got a problem, just like we did before. What your concerns are. Look, you were talking and I think I asked you 3 times to stop because I was concerned about the effect on the other kids, and you argued with me, which made it much worse. That's it. And you stop. And you stop with a downward inflection. Made it much worse. meaning it's your turn to speak. Now, they may not speak, but maybe they will. So it depends on how hard they want to play. But that will be the second part of this. Now, that's easy. So someone do that to me. Let's play that out first. Someone do that to me. Let's say I was talking in class. I argued with you. I eventually said, you can't make me move. And you said, well, you're right, I can't, but we'll have to talk about it later. And here we are. So let's go. From the top, somebody using your own words, preferably, but it doesn't matter. Who's going to try?
Ray, thanks for coming to see me at lunchtime. I know you're giving up the time. I need your help with something.
Yeah. Yeah, you're nearly there.
When we were in class this morning and I asked you to stop annoying Lynn, you kept going. And I asked you a couple of times and you still kept going.
Yeah, but she started.
I understand that, Ray, but...
That's not active listening. That's assertiveness.
Oh, okay.
So let's go back over that in a minute. So anything I say, you hear. And the way you say it's going to be critical now. If you say, so the only reason you were speaking because she really made you, or you weren't the one who began it, somebody else did. I think you like me, but you've got problems with my behaviour, and you understand it wasn't me. You may know it was untrue what I just said, by the way. You may know she didn't provoke me at all, I didn't start it, but you'll still go along with it because the minute I accept what you say, I am accepting that I was speaking. So that's called a reframe. You reframe as you listen to say that you are a good child, we're only dealing with your behaviour, and yes, of course, a child like you would not have initiated such a talk, of course, I understand that, when you know it's not true. So we're not going to do the counselling thing exactly, okay? So let's try again. Now, this time watch what happens when I come in. I need a chair. I'll use this as my chair. Okay, so watch what I do as I come in. Here we go. From the top. Go on.
Hi, Ray. Thank you for coming to see me. I know you really want to be outside playing downball with your mates, but I need your help with something.
Not bad, actually. You picked it. So, had you said, you seem unhappy to be here, which is what you said, you want to be outside playing downball, I would have said something, because you heard my body language. Try this one. Ready? Invite me in.
Hi, Ray. Thanks for coming to see me. Gee, you look cross. Is there something worrying?
Okay, you're good at this. Okay, good. She's good at this. And some people ask, but the minute you do that, I'm going to uncross my arms. Because why would I leave them crossed? You just heard them. So you read body language like you read the verbal signals. Very important. Otherwise, they will tighten up and you'll see them get tied up because you're not listening. And that's why people raise their voice. They raise their voice because you're not listening. And when you're not listening, I'll yell at you because then maybe you'll hear me. So anyone raising their voice to you means they're not being heard. So if a parent is upset, the first thing you've got to say is, I can see you're very upset. You don't start explaining why she's got no right to be upset. That would be suicidal. So in this model, you invite in, you state you've got a problem. Then you listen. This is going to be the hard bit. You listen. So what did I say? I said, doesn't matter, I'll do it again. Somebody else invite me in. This time I threw a stapler and you said, look, you can't throw things in class because clearly someone could be hurt. And I said, did I hit anybody? And you said, I understand, but don't throw stuff. Pass it hand to hand. I said, did I hit anybody? And you said, look, either you agree to pass things hand to hand or we're going to have to talk about this. So here we are. Someone take it over from there. You welcome me in, just you and me in the room. And you're going to do the first two steps. Who's prepared to try that? I'll give you a couple of seconds each of you prepare on your table. As a table, I want to hear what the word's going to sound like for that situation. I threw the stapler and then I sort of challenged you to say, well, I didn't hit anyone. What are you making such a fuss about? How will you deal with that? Someone on your table get the words together as a group, preferably.